Fellas, let me ask you something. Why are you still holding on to someone who's already let go of you? Why are you chasing her when she's running in the opposite direction? Now listen closely, because this is the moment that will define your next chapter. If you want to break free from that constant cycle of heartbreak, sleepless nights, and unanswered texts, I'm here to tell you one thing: stop. Don't text her, don't call her, don't chase her, let her go. Not because she doesn't matter, but because you matter more. What if I told you that your silence could say more than any word you've ever spoken? That stepping back, focusing on you, and regaining your power will not only bring you peace, but also remind her and the world that you are a man of value. This isn't about giving up, it's about leveling up. So stay with me, because by the end of this message, you'll understand why walking away isn't weakness, it's strength, wisdom, and self-respect. There's a powerful lesson in life, my brother. The one who chases is always at a disadvantage. When you keep reaching out to someone who isn't reaching back, you're telling them that your value depends on their attention. But here's the truth: they can't value you if you don't value yourself. Silence is your weapon, your shield, your voice. By not contacting her, you're not just creating space, you're sending a message. You're telling her, I don't need you to complete me, I am complete on my own. Trust me, that kind of energy is magnetic. It's the kind of confidence that attracts respect and admiration, not pity or indifference. Now let's talk about peace. Every time you pick up your phone, hoping she'll reply, you're giving her the power to control your emotions. Every unanswered call or cold response chips away at your confidence. But the moment you decide no more, you take that power back. Suddenly, you're not the man waiting by the phone. You're the man building a future so bright, she'll have no choice but to notice your absence. Now, hear this. When you stop contacting her, it doesn't mean you hate her. It means you love yourself enough to walk away from someone who doesn't see your worth. It's not an act of bitterness, it's an act of self-respect. And the irony, when you finally let go, when you truly move on, that's when people realize what they lost. Use this time to focus on you. Build your career, your health, your mind, and your spirit. When you're glowing with confidence and purpose, the right people, whether it's her or someone better, will come into your life. Not because you chased them, but because you became the kind of man they couldn't ignore. So I'll leave you with this. Stop dialing that number, stop waiting for that text, and start walking your path. Because the man who knows when to walk away is the man who commands respect. You've got one life to live, and it's too short to spend chasing someone who doesn't value it. Focus on you, and the world will follow. Now go out there and be the man who inspires others, not by chasing, but by becoming. Respecting yourself is the foundation of everything you build in life, from relationships to success. It's not just about setting boundaries, it's about valuing who you are, what you stand for, and what you're willing to accept. When you prioritize your self-respect, you send a powerful message to the world. I know my worth, and I won't settle for less than what I deserve. This mindset doesn't just happen overnight. It takes time, awareness, and practice. But once it becomes a part of you, it changes everything about how you interact with others, especially in relationships. Too often, people confuse love with sacrifice. They believe that constantly giving, compromising, and bending over backward for someone else is the ultimate demonstration of love. But true love never demands that you lose yourself in the process. Respecting yourself means understanding that your happiness, your goals, and your peace of mind are just as important as anyone else's. When you find yourself chasing someone who isn't giving you the time, energy, or respect you deserve, it's a clear sign that you've started putting their needs above your own. That's not love, that's self-neglect. Every time you lower your standards or make excuses for someone who treats you poorly, you chip away at your self-respect. Maybe you tell yourself that they'll change, that they're just going through a tough time, or that if you try a little harder, they'll finally see your worth. But here's the hard truth. People only treat you the way you allow them to. When you keep chasing someone who doesn't value you, you're teaching them that it's okay to take you for granted. And the longer you stay in that cycle, the harder it becomes to break free. Respecting yourself means walking away when you're not being valued. It's about recognizing that your time and energy are precious and they shouldn't be wasted on someone who can't or won't appreciate them. It's not easy, especially when your emotions are involved, but self-respect requires strength. It means putting your feelings aside for the sake of your future, your well-being, and your growth. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, I deserve better, and truly believing it. When you respect yourself, you start to attract people who respect you too. It's not magic, it's the energy you project. When you carry yourself with confidence, when you set boundaries and stick to them, and when you refuse to settle, you show the world that you are someone worth respecting. And the people who don't see your value, they'll fall away, making room for those who do. And respecting yourself isn't just a choice. It's a commitment to live a life that honors your worth. It's the foundation for everything else you want to achieve. When you make that commitment, you'll realize that the love and respect you've been seeking from others were within you all along. Silence is one of the most powerful tools you have, yet it's often underestimated. It's not just the absence of words. It's a statement, a boundary, and a declaration all rolled into one. When you choose silence, you're not giving up or retreating. You're taking control of the narrative in a way that words never could. Silence has a weight that demands attention, a presence that can shift dynamics and force others to confront truths they may have been avoiding. It's a language of strength, and once you learn how to use it, you'll find that it speaks louder than anything you could say. When you stop reaching out, stop explaining yourself, and stop trying to fix what's broken, you create a void that cannot be ignored. This isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It's about standing firm in your worth. You're saying, I refuse to beg for a place in someone's life. My value is not up for negotiation. Silence is not an act of weakness. It's an act of self-respect. It forces the other person to take a hard look at what they've lost, to sit with the absence of your energy, and to realize the space you filled in their life. There's a quiet power in being unreachable, in not reacting, not explaining yourself over and over. When you respond with silence, it puts the focus on the other person. It makes them question their actions, their words, and their choices. They begin to wonder why you're no longer trying, why you're no longer fighting, and why you've chosen to let go. That silence plants a seed of doubt, and over time, it grows into understanding. You start to see the role they played in pushing you away, and they're left to face the consequences of their actions. They fall. Silence also gives you time to reflect, time to heal, and time to rebuild. It allows you to step back and see the situation for what it truly is without the noise of constant communication clouding your judgment. It's in this quiet space that you regain your perspective and remember who you are outside of the relationship or situation. You begin to see that your worth isn't tied to someone else's validation and that you're capable of finding peace on your own terms. Choosing silence is not easy, especially when your emotions are involved. There will be moments when you'll want to reach out, to explain, to fight for what you think you're losing. But silence teaches patience and resilience. It teaches you to trust that sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing at all. Let the silence speak for you. Let it be your voice when words fail, your strength when you feel weak, and your shield when you need protection. Silence isn't just a pause, it's a powerful statement. It demands to be heard. And when you master the art of silence, you'll find that it doesn't just speak, it roars. When you decide to focus on your growth, you make a statement to yourself and the world that you are your greatest investment. Growth is not just about achieving external success. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, inside and out. It's about realizing that your potential is limitless, and the only person responsible for unlocking it is you. The moment you shift your focus from chasing others to chasing your own dreams, everything changes. You stop seeking validation from others and start finding fulfillment within yourself. Growth demands your time, your energy, and your commitment. It requires you to put yourself first, not out of selfishness, but out of self-respect. When you redirect the energy you once poured into someone who didn't value it, you discover how much you're capable of achieving. That energy, when focused on your goals, can move mountains. Whether it's advancing in your career, improving your health, learning a new skill, or deepening your spirituality, every step you take toward growth is a step toward becoming the person you were meant to be. Focusing on your growth also means embracing discomfort. Growth isn't easy. It often requires you to face hard truths about yourself, break old habits, and leave behind people or situations that no longer serve you. But this discomfort is where transformation happens. Every challenge you overcome makes you stronger. Every failure teaches you something valuable, and every step forward brings you closer to your true potential. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you push yourself to do what you once thought was impossible. As you grow, you begin to see the world differently. You stop chasing people and start attracting them. Your confidence, your passion, and your purpose become magnetic. Instead, you focus on becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to chase, because the right people will naturally gravitate toward you. Focusing on your growth also gives you clarity. It helps you see what truly matters and what doesn't. You realize that many of the things you once stressed over were distractions. Growth teaches you to prioritize your peace, your happiness, and your future. It reminds you that you are in control of your life and that every decision you make is an opportunity to move closer to your dreams. When you focus on your growth, you're not just improving your life, you're transforming it. You're building a foundation for success, for happiness, and for the kind of relationships that are built on mutual respect and understanding. Growth is not just an action, it's a mindset, it's a commitment to yourself, a promise that you will never settle for less than what you deserve. And as you grow, you'll find that the world around you changes too, reflecting the greatness you've cultivated within. Emotional detachment is not about shutting down or becoming cold. It's about taking control of your emotions instead of letting them control you. It's a skill, a mindset, and a powerful way to navigate through relationships, challenges, and life itself. You reclaim your energy, your peace, and your sense of self. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough to protect your well-being above all else. When you are overly attached to someone or something, your emotions become tied to their actions. Their behavior dictates your mood, their words shape your self-worth, and their presence or absence defines your sense of fulfillment. But that's not love or connection, that's dependency. True strength comes from being able to love, support, and engage without losing yourself in the process. Emotional detachment allows you to see situations clearly, to make decisions based on logic rather than fear, and to prioritize what truly matters. Detaching doesn't mean walking away from relationships or responsibilities. It means finding balance. It's about recognizing that you cannot control others, only yourself. When you stop trying to change someone else or cling to an outcome, you find freedom. You stop wasting energy on what you can't influence and start focusing on what you can, your mindset, your actions, and your growth. Detachment allows you to be present without being consumed, to love without being lost, and to give without expecting anything in return. When you detach, you regain your emotional power. No longer are you at the mercy of someone else's mood or decisions. You become grounded, centered, and self-assured. This doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you stop reacting impulsively. You learn to pause, reflect, and respond in a way that aligns with your values and your goals. Detachment helps you set boundaries, not just with others, but also with yourself. It teaches you to let go of toxic patterns, unhealthy expectations, and the need to please everyone at your own expense. Emotional detachment also opens the door to clarity. When you're not weighed down by emotional turbulence, you can see things as they are, not as you wish them to be. You start to recognize the dynamics in your relationships, the habits that hold you back, and the opportunities you might have overlooked. This clarity empowers you to make choices that serve your best interests, rather than staying stuck in cycles that drain you. By practicing emotional detachment, you give yourself the gift of peace. You learn that your happiness doesn't depend on others, that your worth isn't determined by someone else's approval, and that your future is in your hands. Detachment doesn't mean giving up on love or connection. It means creating a foundation of strength and independence that allows you to thrive no matter what life throws your way. This clarifies is not just power, it's freedom. Reclaiming your energy is an act of self-respect, a declaration that you will no longer waste your strength on people or situations that deplete you. Energy is one of the most valuable resources you have, and where you choose to invest it shapes the life you build. Too often we give away our energy without a second thought, whether it's through overthinking, chasing validation, or trying to fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed. But there comes a time when you must stop pouring yourself into empty cups and start redirecting that energy toward yourself. When you reclaim your energy, you take back control of your life. You stop allowing others to dictate how you feel, what you do, and who you are. It's not about being selfish. It's about setting boundaries that protect your peace. Every time you say no to what drains you, you're saying yes to what fulfills you. And that shift, that redirection of energy, is what allows you to grow, to heal, and to thrive. The first step to reclaiming your energy is recognizing where it's going. Are you overanalyzing every word someone says? Are you spending hours worrying about things you can't control? Are you chasing someone who isn't chasing you back? These are all energy leaks, and the more you allow them to persist, the more drained you become. But the moment you identify them, you have the power to stop them. You have the power to choose yourself over the chaos. Reclaiming your energy doesn't mean cutting everyone off or shutting yourself away from the world. It means being intentional about who and what you give your time to. It's about understanding that not everyone deserves access to you. And that's okay. Your energy is sacred, and it should be reserved for people and pursuits that uplift you, inspire you, and bring you joy. It's about quality over quantity, about depth over surface level interactions. And so when you reclaim your energy, you'll notice something extraordinary. You'll feel lighter, freer, and more focused. The things that once consumed you will no longer have power over you. You'll have more space for creativity, for self-care, and for the things that truly matter. You'll begin to attract people and opportunities that align with your values because the energy you project will be one of strength, confidence, and clarity. This process is not always easy. It requires discipline, self-awareness, and the courage to let go of what no longer serves you. But the reward is worth it. Reclaiming your energy isn't just about preserving it. It's about redirecting it toward building the life you deserve. It's about channeling your strength into something that fuels you rather than drains you. And as you reclaim your energy, you'll realize that it's not just about taking back what was lost. It's about creating something even greater in its place. Letting go is one of the hardest yet most liberating things you can do. It feels like a loss at first, like giving up on something or someone you held close. But in reality, letting go is not losing, it's making space. Space for clarity, for growth, and for the things that are truly meant for you. Too often we hold on out of fear of the unknown, fear of regret, or fear of starting over. But holding on to what isn't meant for you only holds you back. It keeps you stuck in a place where you're no longer growing, where you're settling for less than what you deserve. When you let go, you're not abandoning your past. You're choosing to honor your future. You're saying, I deserve more than this. And that is an act of courage. It's a recognition that your worth is not tied to someone else's actions or to the outcome of a situation. Letting go doesn't erase what you've experienced or learned. It simply allows you to move forward with those lessons, stronger and wiser than before. Letting go is not about denying your emotions. It's about processing them. It's about acknowledging the hurt, the disappointment, and even the love, but not letting them chain you to a moment in time. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of expectations that were never yours to carry. When you let go, you're not giving up on love or hope. You're giving up on the illusion that holding on will somehow change what cannot be changed. And it's important to remember that letting go doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean you didn't care or that you didn't try hard enough. It means you recognize that you can't force something to work if it's not aligned with your path. It means understanding that sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself and for others is to release what isn't meant to stay. Letting go is not a weakness, it's a strength. It takes strength to face the pain, to make the decision, and to trust that better things are ahead. When you let go, you reclaim your power. The beauty of letting go is that it opens the door to new beginnings. It allows you to step into the unknown with faith, knowing that every ending is also a beginning. And while it might be hard to see in the moment, the act of letting go is what makes room for the blessings that are waiting for you. It's not a loss, it's a transformation, a necessary step on the path to becoming who you are meant to be. In life, there will always be moments that challenge us to make tough decisions, decisions to let go, to walk away, and to reclaim what we've lost within ourselves. This is not a sign of weakness, but of profound strength and self-awareness. By choosing to stop chasing, to detach emotionally, to reclaim our energy, and to let go, we are not giving up. We are stepping up. We are choosing to honor our worth, to prioritize our growth, and to trust that what is meant for us will come in its time. Let this be the moment you decide to put yourself first, not in a selfish way, but in a way that reflects the love and respect you deserve. Let this be the moment you stop seeking external validation and start building internal peace. You are not defined by who stays in your life or who leaves. You are defined by how you rise, how you grow, and how you continue to move forward, even when it's difficult. So do not contact her anymore. Not out of anger, not out of pride, but out of love for yourself and the life you are meant to live. Walk forward with confidence, with purpose, and with faith, knowing that the best is yet to come.